My name is Father Augustine. I'm a Dominican priest, so I mix the religious life and the priesthood together, and a particular charism, which is the Dominican charism of preaching. Every religious order has a particular charism or gift, and you've heard all of these wonderful stories that God is calling you because of who you are, that He loves you, every single one of you, and He couldn't live His life without giving it to each of you in your own particular way. Your vocation is a gift from God. When I was growing up, I grew up in the suburbs of California, Surf City, Huntington Beach, and I grew up without any religion at all. My mother was a seeker, and my dad was a skeptic, and what I got was both. I saw nothing, and I questioned everything. My teachers didn't like me very much. So when I was going through, I just sort of was going along the tide. I just was going along the tide. And suddenly I met my Lord Jesus Christ in college. And that is where I was reading St. Augustine. I lived with a Catholic roommate, and I was able to talk about the deep questions of the heart. Who am I? Where am I going? Where do I come from? Who am I? Where am I going? Where do I come from? These questions that every single human being asks. If we don't ask it, then we're fooling ourselves. We are asking those questions. And so, St. Augustine helped me to understand who Jesus was. I needed a teacher. And I think a saint is a good teacher, right? We all have patron saints. We all have guardian angels. They can help you. And then I sought out my Catholic roommate. He invited me to Mass. He invited me to pray the Rosary. We talked about all sorts of wonderful aspects of life. And I saw that I could not live life without being faithful to Jesus. So then, I got baptized, and I was, the first thing that I did right before baptism, which tied me to God in a very special way, I prayed the Rosary. All the way through. All of it. I know, it's a big rosary, right? 15 mysteries. I did the whole thing right before baptism. I was a little tired. I was 19 years old. And after baptism, people kept saying, well, what about the priesthood? What about the religious life? I said, wait, why not? Let's see what they have to offer. So I went to visit all sorts of these religious orders, and the Dominicans taught me, because what I loved in college, I got to give as a Dominican. That love for the faith, the love for Jesus, and the preaching. This idea that our life is a life for God. So my religious life started in the year 2000. A religious life includes a novitiate, or a beginning, few weeks, a novitiate year, and then years of study and living in community. Now, we have the priesthood, which is a sacrament, right? Holy orders, that's one of the 7 sacraments. Religious life is not a sacrament, that's consecrated life, and that includes the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, when you see those in orders, deacon, priest, bishop, that's a sacrament. When you see those men and women in religious life, that's consecrated life. Poverty, chastity, obedience. We also, in my religious order, live together. So I live here in Salt Lake City at St. Catherine of Siena with 3 other priests. They're all from Poland. So I don't know Polish, but we all speak English. It's a wonderful community because they work with all the students, all the faculty at the University of Utah. I work with all the sick people, all the doctors and nurses at the University of Utah Hospital Medical Centers, Huntsman and Primary Children's. So the religious life, this is what drew me. And this is God's chain. It draws me along. And with the Blessed Virgin Mary, who is so close to us as our mother, given to us from the cross, I know that this life as a gift is worth giving to others. That's what I hope to do, preaching and living out this religious life. So, that's it. Turn it over to Father Gustavo.